unsanctioned,
I will attack, attack, attack!
unauthorized,
Get that stupid camera out of my face!
and unbelievable.
He's got to be 15 to 18 feet in the air!
It's WCW Uncensored. There are no rules,
Put the boot to you, yeah!
so anything goes.
He enjoys pain! Give me that stuff! 100 miles an hour! There are no rules anymore as far as I'm concerned.
Get that camera out of here.
I'm waiting for you, pal!
Live from Tupelo, Mississippi, this is WCW Uncensored.
You are looking live from the Tupelo Coliseum. They are packed to the rafters, and they are ready for a professional wrestling extravaganza as never before. It's WCW Unsanctioned, Uncut, Unauthorized. It is Uncensored. Hi, everyone, along with Bobby the Brain Heenan and Mike Tenay from the Wrestling Hotline will be with us as well with some key interviews. I'm Tony Schiavone, and this is the night we've been waiting for, WCW like never before, and everybody's waiting for the strap match between Hogan and Vader.
With Ric Flair in the corner. Like I said before, this is the most important week in the history of sports. Michael Jordan goes back to the NBA. In 6 days, Mike Tyson gets out of prison. WCW has Uncensored right now, and this is the night where Vader and Ric Flair end it all for Hulk Hogan.
Of course, Vader has his association with the Nature Boy Ric Flair, but tonight at WCW Uncensored, Hulk Hogan has recruited his ultimate surprise, the Renegade, to join him at ringside for the big strap match.
That's exactly right. We found out just a little bit while ago that Hulk Hogan did have a man called the Renegade. He said he went to the dark side. He got Renegade to be his ultimate surprise tonight, and apparently Renegade will be in the corner of Hulk Hogan. But we have to be concerned, at least I am, about the whereabouts of Jimmy Hart.
Well, I couldn't get any word in the back. All I know is your best bet, Hogan, is to get a Renegade, get the Mississippi National Guard, get a SWAT team, because you're going to need a lot of help. Vader and Flair are after you tonight on Uncensored.
And fans, we also want to remind you we have many other great matches, the martial arts match, the Texas Tornado match, the boxer versus wrestler match, but also as we bring you the telecast out here, Mike Tenay will be back with you on the WCW Wrestling Hotline with your backstage pass. You have some very important news for us.
Sure do, Tony. It's a night of firsts. It's the first ever WCW Uncensored pay-per-view, the first ever King of the Road match, and tonight, for the very first time, WCW will be offering absolutely free the first minute on the WCW Hotline Backstage Pass interactive coverage.
All right, as you can see, fans, we do understand the King of the Road match has begun. Dustin Rhodes has made his way out. They were caged, as you saw earlier in our pregame show. The truck is an 18-wheeler flatbed, and the object is to blow the horn that is hooked up on top of the truck. And they are well underway here, Brain.
I don't think this is what Roger Miller had in mind when he's saying King of the Road. They're moving at 55 miles an hour. You know, you get in an airplane, when it just goes up to the gate, you can't stand up or move. You're all over the place. What's going to happen in this truck? What happens if the door comes open? They'll be all over the highway.
The Blacktop Bully and the natural Dustin Rhodes going at it immediately here. As you can see from the WCW helicopter high above, there's a camera in the truck beside. The police are following. We are out of town, way out of Tupelo here because of security reasons. And these two men are going at it as he sends Dustin Rhodes to the steel of the truck.
Well, Dustin Rhodes probably feels at home. There's nothing but hay and manure in the back of that truck, so he should be really happy. But this match is really what the Blacktop Bully's all about.
And there you take a look at this truck. There's livestock wire around the steel cage. And this is basically as you take a look from high above, Dustin Rhodes and the Blacktop Bully going after it. This is what the night is all about, to settle the score.
This has got to smell like Dusty Rhodes' living room in the back of that truck.
You give me a break. The Blacktop Bully sending Dustin Rhodes into the cage on the outside. There's a look at the WCW helicopter high above following this King of the Road match, the first ever. There you see high on the left. Now the Bully is trying to go and get that horn. If he can get to the horn, he will win the match.
Now where's Dustin going? He's in the back of the truck. Is he leaving? This is a first, Schiavone. This is a first.
The natural Dustin Rhodes, you're right, Bobby. As this truck is going, it is very hard for these wrestlers to stand. The Bully, very close now to getting the horn.
Well, he understands now. He's got one leg hooked over the top.
Wait a
He
minute.
knows what he...
Dustin Rhodes has something in his hand, and he is going to try to end this right now. The Bully is very close to that horn to putt.
Oh,
my!
it's a fence post. That's a fence post.
Into the midsection of the Blacktop Bully, and Dustin Rhodes hammering away now. And there you see the truck sending both men down.
Even if one of those men get up and ring the horn, blow the horn, I don't think it's going to end. They're going to go until that truck's out of gas and somebody pulls them off, Dustin Rhodes. Come on, Bully, lay into him.
Dustin Rhodes trying to pile driver on the Blacktop Bully as we look from high above once again.
Have you ever seen anybody pile drive before in the back of an 18-wheeler?
No, I think
Well,
that's
you've
the
seen
first.
it right here on WCW Uncensored.
The Bully over the steel there. It hits hard.
This is so dangerous. I mean, what would happen if the door would come open? They'd be all over the road. Dustin Rhodes would bounce from Mississippi to Austin, Texas.
Pounding away. This is what WCW Uncensored is all about. This is a fight between these two men. The Natural. Oh my, he's got a bale of hay. And a bale of hay on the head.
Probably a fucking 50, 75-pound bale of hay he just got hit with. What great camera work. But somebody's got to blow that horn. Well, like I said, it probably still won't end. They're going to keep going. And going. I've never seen anything like this.
The animosity between these two men as the Bully, they're a long way away now. The truck, of course, will have to go around some curves, I'm sure. Maybe slow down at maybe a stop sign or a light or something, and that certainly would change the complexion. You could be up, ready to grab the horn, and the truck could slow down.
Stop to pay a toll. I don't know what's going to happen on that road. Maybe stop and have the truck weighed. I don't know what truck drivers do.
We also got to tell you about the danger the crew is in as well. Take a look at our crew in the truck next door, the pickup truck. We have crew in the back, of course, and cameras mounted around this 18-wheeler as the King of the Road match continues. And they are really going at it. What they're trying to do right here, obviously, Brain, is to wear each other down. You've got to wear your opponent down to the point to where he cannot defend against your attempt to get the horn.
Well, that's right, because, you know, they're not worried about hammer locks or wrist locks or padlocks. What is this now? Is that gas? Is that gasoline he threw in
I
his
don't know
face
what
or-
it was.
Or
But
water? Or...
now you see the truck making a turn right here and slowing down around this stop sign.
Just ran a stop sign, too. Citizens arrest.
Well, he's got the police with him, Brain. Dustin very close, but no!
Oh!
The truck turning and slowing down threw Dustin off of the top there, and now the Bully making his way towards the horn.
With that big piece of fence post or whatever it is. It's so hard to stand up. I can't even see how they can kneel with something like this going on.
Our opening bout at WCW Uncensored. Dustin Rhodes and the Blacktop Bully outside of Tupelo here going at it in the King of the Road match. Picking him up. Oh my, and it's a belly to back.
What a fight you're seeing. All at 55 miles an hour. If I was driving, I'd crank her up to about 130.
Once again, very difficult for both men to stand up. And there you see him hitting once again. The Natural Dustin Rhodes, the Blacktop Bully. The Bully very close now to getting up top, and the truck slowing down. Making that turn right there, and that sent the Bully down.
Look at this big wide turn. He's making a big right. I've seen Dusty walk like that before.
Oh, you have. Dustin Rhodes trying to get over to the Bully, who is not too far away now.
No one's making an effort, though, to blow that horn. You see, that's what I'm saying. They don't care. They just want to pound on each other.
The Natural, Dustin Rhodes, the Bully both go down again.
You know, you can tear a knee, you can break a neck in something like this. This is extremely dangerous.
The Bully over the top again.
Now there's rope hanging on the sides, there's wire. I would be using that stuff right now if I was a Bully. I'd have Dustin Rhodes tied up in a package, and I'd kick over the back of that truck and bounce him like a Duncan yo-yo.
Dustin Rhodes gonna pick him up here, at least attempt to, but that's very difficult to do. Both men are very, very tired.
And they have no balance.
None at all.
Whoa! Look at that. Is that Dustin's leg?
No, there's things falling off of the truck, but both men now are very close. This is where they have to stay near the horn here to get up. The Bully.
He's up there. Come on, toot the horn. Give me one of them big oogas. Come on.
The Blacktop Bully up top, and Dustin trying to get him back down.
He could fall into the pickup truck.
That's exactly right. Very dangerous matchup, not only for the wrestlers, but everyone involved. As you see the sun setting here at Tupelo and Dustin pounding away.
Oh, there's a beautiful section of Tupelo right there. 18 house trailers. Must be
Easy.
condos, huh? Mississippi condos. You just saw where Elvis lives and his 14 brother-in-laws.
You give me a break. Get back to this match. Dustin Rhodes.
You notice there was only 38 cars up on blocks.
Looking again for the WCW helicopter. As this grueling King of the Road matchup continues, and our opening bout here on Uncensored.
Pound on him, Bully. Pound on him. There's the downtown area of Tupelo.
right.
See the skyscrapers? 2 stories.
Right now, the Bully trying to get some of the bales of hay to help him up here.
Oh, there's a trough. There's a trough. That's what Dustin and his dad eat out of. That's their dinner plate right there.
Nails the Bully with that trough.
You
And
know
the
what was
Bully,
in that trough? Meadow muffins.
there you see the brakes being applied as they're coming to a stop sign here. This would be, I would think, an opportunity. As you see police escorting the opportunity now as the truck slows down. Okay, we're told we are being stopped by a church bus. Is that it? Okay.
Well, Dustin
All
better
right, well-
climb out of here and start praying and get on that bus.
The truck
That's the
has-
only thing that's going to save his keister.
There's a look through the front of the 18-wheel truck as we wait for the church bus to get by, and the Bully very close now. Doing the right thing here. There goes the bus. Doing the right thing. Well, now they're going to start up again. So now they're going to be off balance once again. Wait a minute. Some
I thought the
microwave
helicopter
interference.
went down.
No, some microwave interference. We apologize for that. And now as the truck starts up again, the Bully is hooked up on top, and it's Dustin's job to get him off of that top.
But the Bully, he's closer to that horn than Dustin. Stay up there. Stay. Oh!
Pulling on the leg of the Blacktop Bully, the Natural. And but the Bully is still there, Brain. Only thing
Still holding on.
Still holding on. Dustin trying to get up with him, and the Bully trying to push him off.
Boy, they've got hay all over him. They got manure. They got... Oh, he's going over the truck. He's going out of the truck.
Very dangerous spot for the Bully to be in. Look how close he is to falling out. Most of his body's on the outside here.
Boy, if he stops quick, he'll be in the camp driving that truck real soon.
And won't even realize it. Dustin is down. Dustin Rhodes is down on the flatbed, and the Bully is very close to blowing the horn. He is
Blow the
reaching
horn.
up. Fans, once again, we had some microwave interference there once again, but the Bully has slipped, and Dustin taking advantage of this. The Bully back down again.
Well, how much more can they take? How much more pounding can these 2 wrestlers take?
The Natural Dustin Rhodes with both fists now. Now he's very close.
Boy, they are strapped. They are worn out.
Dustin up, the Bully looking to pull him down. Over the top goes the Bully again. So now the Bully has to go across the steel there, climb up, and get Dustin Rhodes from behind. Watch out!
They have come to fight. This is uncensored.
Once again, a look from the WCW helicopter. And that last item hit Dustin Rhodes pretty darn hard that time. He's very slow to pull himself up. The Bully coming off with both fists onto Dustin Rhodes and pounding away here on the natural.
Got to get up and get to that horn. That's the only thing that's going to end this match, if that will do it.
The Bully reaching. Oh no, he missed it again.
And it's getting darker, you know. That helicopter, I guess, has a big spotlight, wouldn't you say?
I would think so.
I would hope so.
Again, the Bully. He is very close. Dustin reaching as well. Both men are there.
They just can't make it. Inches away, inches away.
Dustin reaching for the Bully first. Now the truck is slowing down again. And that throws Dustin Rhodes back.
Is he pulling in a rest area? Is it that time of the trip?
He's making a curve right, making a turn right here. Dustin and the Bully reaching up. Oh, he hits Dustin in the eyes, he goes down, and the Bully's got the horn.
Yes, yes, yes. We have a winner.
All right, there you see the truck slowing down as the Blacktop Bully comes away with a win in his match, the King of the Road match, a first ever in our sport ring, as both men were in the back of that truck. That was absolutely wild.
You know, I can't imagine how they stood that long. You could hear their knees knocking, just like you can hear the knees knocking of Hulk Hogan, because Vader Hogan and Flair are looking for you, my friend.
Well, you can better be sure that Colonel Parker is very happy about the outcome of the opening bout, but he has men in 2 other matches, including the martial arts match with Ming and Arn Anderson, the boxer versus wrestler match. Right now, let's go back to Mike Tenay, standing by with Colonel Rob Parker and his crew. Mike?
Thanks very much, Tony. Joining me at this time, the Stud Stable and Arn Anderson. Minutes away, boxer versus wrestler. You hook it up with Johnny B. Bad.
What you just saw was the first in a clean sweep. Johnny B. Bad, the hourglass has been turned over. Time is running out to recapture your manhood. You have made that mistake that a lot of guys do, Johnny B. Bad. They do their thinking with their heart instead of their head. For you to handicap yourself in this manner, to put on those gloves and a boxer versus wrestler, just tells me one thing: you're a desperate man. Well, my friend, when it comes to wrestlers, I'm the greatest wrestler in the world today, and it's never going to be more obvious than when I take you down and stretch you all over that mat, and you can't even defend yourself. Let's tip our hands. You're claiming you're going to give me the big left. Well, let me tell you something, my friend. DDT lights go out for you in just a little bit. Tell him, Carl.
Yes, sir.
Colonel Parker, your man, Blacktop Bully, coming off a big victory in the first ever King of the Road match.
That's right. You know, Bully's earned the money now. The $75,000 it took me to get him out of jail was well worth it. That Bully's my man now. Rhodes, you took that whipping your daddy should have given you when you were just a small boy. I'm so proud of Bully.
Your man Ming has a chance to demonstrate his martial arts skills when he hooks it up with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
You know what the world's asking themselves right now? They're saying, good God Almighty, what's wrong with Ming? He's got Duggan shaking like a leaf on a fuzzy tree. I'm going to tell you something, Duggan. Your shaking, kindly little hands, there's nothing now going to save you. I told you once before, you put your hands on me, you're going to seal your fate, and that you've done. It's not going to be no time at all now till I'm going to have my way with you. I'm going to put the worst nightmare you ever had in your life on you. I'm going to let Ming go on you uncensored martial arts style. He's going to show you over 9 different forms of martial arts. Them cross eyes of yours are going to be crossed for good now because you belong to Colonel Parker.
Let's take a special look at what has transpired between Ming and Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Ming's transformation from bodyguard to wrestler began at Super Brawl. Colonel Parker got a little too close to the action between Duggan and Bunkhouse Buck and paid for it. Ming, Parker's bodyguard, retaliated and later was sent packing by Commissioner Nick Bockwinkel. The following week, Colonel Parker told the world Ming was making the transition from ringside to ring.
Next week I'm gonna have him here as a wrestler.
In just a few short weeks, Ming has become an awesome force at World Championship Wrestling. And one can only wonder what's in store in the martial arts match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest on WCW Uncensored, the special martial arts match. Introducing first, to be accompanied to the ring by the greatest promoter on the face of the earth, Colonel Robert Parker, from the Kingdom of Tonga, weighing 310 pounds, Ming.
Well, here he is, Brain, Ming.
How would you like to be standing in the ring knowing this man is coming to fight you? Oh.
Truly, what a transformation he has made from the bodyguard to the wrestler, or I guess in this case, to the martial arts expert. We have a special referee assigned for this, and Gary Capetta will be telling us about him in just a few moments. But Ming makes his way to the ring in our first match in the ring, our second match at Uncensored. Of course, the first one in that flatbed truck. Oh, that was crazy.
Duggan's gonna wish he was in that truck or under the truck, and he's gonna feel like he was hit by a truck.
And ladies and gentlemen, the opponent in the martial arts match from Glens Falls, New York, weighing 287 pounds, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, he's dressed for a fight. Take a look at this, Brain.
He's got adhesive tape on his pants. He's got his shoe tape. He's waving Old Glory. Who knows what he has wrapped in those forearms, but we know what's between the ears. Nothing.
That's what you think. And they want Hacksaw Jim Duggan for president here.
Figures. This is Mississippi.
The blue-collar champion, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. They love him. Go ahead, Gary.
Ladies and gentlemen, the special guest referee for the martial arts match. For 6 years, he was #1 in full contact karate bantamweight division for PKA, former world and national karate champion, Kazuho Sonny Ono.
Sonny Ono will be the referee assigned here.
He used to be married to Cher.
No, that's Sonny Bono.
I saw this guy about 2 nights ago. He was parking cars at Benihana's. Valet parking.
There is a certain formality here that they have to go through, and then they'll get it on. Basically, in this martial arts match, you pin your man, you can knock him out. They're going to be fighting, and this is really to Ming's advantage here.
Oh, is it ever? And look at Duggan. He don't know what to do. He didn't know how to come dressed.
Okay, here we go.
What the hell?
Wait a minute.
Get off my back! Get off my back!
What Hacksaw Jim Duggan has to do here is toe the line and has to bow to his opponent and to the referee.
He's supposed to bow in a martial arts
I ain't bowing to nobody. I ain't bowing to you. I ain't bowing to that. You're going to be bowing in a couple of minutes when that man there gets his hands on you, Duggan.
Duggan. And the referee Sonny Ono not letting this match begin until the formalities are met here.
It's a shame, isn't it, Tony? The Tupelo, Mississippi is not part of the USA.
Now they need to bow to the referee. And Duggan wants no part of this.
It's custom. Nobody, no way.
Now, was that a bow? Now he agreed to this martial arts match.
Sure, he don't know any better. He's a dummy.
Okay, here we go.
No, Duggan is one tough customer, there's no doubt about it. Was he smart enough? And will he be able to take the punishment? He knows nothing about martial arts.
That's
this guy.
exactly right, and that's why he's
Knows
at a real
nothing.
disadvantage here.
Oh, he's at a disadvantage every time he wakes up.
Okay, here we go. There's the bow.
You know, that's formal wear for Duggan.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Smells like he's been in that truck. Well, he's lasted longer than I thought he would.
Well, nothing's happened yet. There's the bow. Well, he did what he was supposed to do, and Ming took advantage of it.
There's nobody better at what he does than Ming. And the Colonel has him ripe and ready.
A 2 that time. And he was out in 2.
You should pull that headband down over Duggan's eyes.
There you go. Blocked by Ming. You've got good old American fisticuffs against the martial arts style of Ming.
But look at Ming took about 5 or 6 good punches.
Didn't phase him, did it, Brain?
Not at all.
Uh-oh. Duggan's got the boot.
That's martial arts.
Ming takes the boot away from Duggan.
He's smarter to keep his foot in that boot and use it that way.
And a big elbow sends Duggan reeling to the left side. Well, he's going to go for the other boot. Ming's got the nerve hold on. You see the face paint on Ming.
That's war paint. That's ceremonial. Look at that. He hit him right in the tootsies with that boot.
Stomped his toe with it. That's right, and that broke the nerve hold. Ming moves. Backhand chop. Now remember, this is uncensored. There are basically no rules. Any referee tonight will only be able to count a winner or a loser. No breaks. No 5 counts. No rules.
Just get in the way.
They're going to fight. That's all. To settle grudges.
Well, you know, everyone's been talking about this. Everybody, all over the world. Uncensored. WCW. Live.
Duggan trying to use his shirt to help matters out here, but it just opens up the midsection for that foot by Ming to dig in.
It doesn't seem like he can hurt me.
No, I was going to say the same thing.
That's
Nothing
why I
seems.
said it.
We've been working together too long, then, I guess.
Okay, you can leave.
No, I'll stay here, thank you. The chant of USA from the thong here.
And the referee, Sonny Bono's asking if he wants to give it up.
Sonny Bono.
I got you, babe.
Into the nose. Shoulder block, didn't even phase it. Ming is shaking his head. He may be, oh, to the throat he goes.
Ming has not been off his feet. Oh.
And a kick right to the trapezius. And now grabbing him in the, oh, right in the neck. Right.
Look at the width of that. Look at the width of that hoof on him. Got feet like Bob Lanier.
No one has feet like Bob Lanier. Duggan.
A couple girls here in town do.
Across the top of Sonny Ono and pounding away on Ming with that backhand chop. Chop Duggan to his feet again. And once again, the chops and the blows and the offense by Ming with much more authority than Duggan's. But it's Ming's type of match. He knows what he's doing here.
Well, he puts himself into a trance. He gets himself ready like an hour or 2 before the match, and he sits in there, and he just meditates and meditates. He has himself mentally ready. The man feels no pain.
Again, the referee is powerless in holds and maneuvers that would otherwise call for the break in our sport. And again, the chant of USA gathers Duggan to his feet. Savate kick, and Duggan absorbed it. But Duggan is pounding away.
And he's not on the money with those punches. He's taken quite a tail kick in here. Ming still on his feet, digging in. You can tell a lot about a man's eyes. I know that. I saw Ric Flair's eyes last night when he lost it.
Well, as you probably know by now, fans, Ric Flair, as Nick Bockwinkel said, will never allowed to be in a WCW arena again. Of course, Bockwinkel is not here. This is uncensored. This is unsanctioned. So Ric Flair is here.
And he's going to let everybody know it, including Hulk Hogan, that Ric Flair will not be dictated to.
Elbow to the midsection. Duggan coming out of the nerve hole. And Duggan, the big headbutt maybe. Yes. Wrong maneuver. Because it didn't phase him. As a matter of fact, it almost knocked Duggan out of the ring himself.
You know, I've never seen anybody have their way with Duggan like Ming has. I've seen Duggan wrestle over the years, and he's beaten a lot of tough competitors. He's held a lot of titles. He's one scrapping kind of blue-collar guy, but I've never seen him like this. Ming is just having his way with him.
And so's Colonel Parker.
It's uncensored. It's uncensored.
Colonel Parker trying to go 2 for 2 now, and he still has the boxer versus wrestler match.
He's hurling.
It's not. Ming. Duggan absolutely defenseless there. Duggan moved out of the way, and again.
Doesn't bother Ming. Does not bother the man.
Ming slow to get up though, and Duggan, big right hand. Mounting an offense here against Ming. No sir, Ming held on, and Duggan held on.
I don't believe Duggan's feet are as tough as Ming's feet though.
Well, I would agree with that.
What is that smell? I think I know.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan pounding away.
He has his church socks on.
Sonny Ono with a warning, and Duggan getting ready to send Sonny outside. Ducked Ming, right hand to the jaw. Here he goes.
Dummy.
If he connects, he got it. He got his 3-point clothesline, but Ming is up.
I can't believe Duggan has come back.
Ming got up.
Oh, if Ming gets wind of that, if he sees that, Duggan's head's coming off.
Sonny and Park with it. Oh! They were holding the arms, and there's that savant kick.
He's not going anyplace.
2, 3. It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the martial arts match, Ming.
Ming wins the martial arts match as Parker had one arm. Sonny Ono, the referee, was pulling Duggan back. He had the other arm, and that enabled Ming with that 3-shot, and it took Duggan down. Here it is again, Brain.
Well, there's Duggan putting his hands on Colonel Parker.
Duggan.
The referee, Sonny Bono's just trying to stop it. But look at that kick, right to the side of the head, around the temple area and the ear area. He has no equilibrium, no balance. It's a win for Ming.
Joining us at this time, Johnny B. Bad with his boxing trainer, Rock Finnegan. Gentlemen, boxer versus wrestler against Arn Anderson. Is this to your advantage or disadvantage, Johnny?
It certainly is to my disadvantage. Imagine getting into a fight with a man trying to wrestle him or hold on to him with these gloves on. But you know something? This isn't again about boxing versus wrestling. This is against Johnny B. Bad versus Arn Anderson.
Rock?
Johnny, this is Johnny's night. This is his night. And he's going to knock this stiff out.
What's that pet name that you have for the left hand?
Arn Anderson, you're going to dreamland!
Johnny B. Bad and Arn Anderson, boxer versus wrestler. Now, let's take a very special video look at the WCW World's Television Champion, AA Arn Anderson.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Flying Arn Anderson in that big old Mercedes as usual. Well, the stress that's involved with being the world television champion, I just thought I need a stress reliever. So went down to Boomer Shine GMC, got me this little toy. A little while I'm gonna go tear that mountain up.
Arn Anderson, a man who knows what he's doing, the enforcer, a very appropriate name.
Just got a destructive nature. That's just the way I am. I'm telling you right now, I'll do whatever it takes, no matter how dirty it's perceived, to hang on to the World Television title. I've built one heck of a career, ended other people's careers. You want to jump on me? You got to go to the hospital. If you go, so what? That's the name of the game.
There's only you can do, my friend.
I'm a wrestler, that's what I do. And I do it better than anybody else. That fine line between pain and pleasure is what gives me my edge. If I want to break somebody's neck to save that title, that's what I'll do. What I do bell to bell is just wrestle better than anybody else. Want to be a champion, you got to earn it. And that means getting hurt. I've stomped, I've kicked a lot of mud holes in the backside of a lot of opponents. Burn my face into your memory. It's going to be there long as I want it to be. The ring is my home. When I'm in the ring, I'm the master of it, and anybody else that's in there with me. I'm Arn Anderson, World Television Champion. Be that way as long as I want it to be. You heard it here first from the champ.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Boxer versus Wrestler contest on Uncensored. Introducing first, representing the sport of wrestling, accompanied by the greatest promoter on the face of the earth, Colonel Robert Parker from Minnesota, weighing 248 pounds. He is the World Television Champion, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson is the World Television Champion, and he is, as Gary Capetta said, the wrestler here. Now, there are going to be rounds, I believe 10 rounds scheduled for this one, 3-minute rounds, and
like Johnny B. Bad will be here after 2 rounds.
We'll let Gary Capetta tell everybody about that here in just a few moments, but Arn Anderson is always very confident and one of the most successful men as we go back to Gary Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, representing boxing in this Boxer versus Wrestler contest, accompanied by his trainer, Rock Finnegan from Macon, Georgia, weighing 235 pounds, Johnny B. Bad.
Johnny B. Bad with the gloves on, Rock Finnegan leading him in. Now, Rock was his trainer when he was competing in Golden Gloves competition years before he became a professional wrestler, Bernie.
I don't think that's Rock Finnegan. I think that's Burgess Meredith from the Rocky movie.
No, that's
obvious to me. Rock is taking too many shots between the eyes.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this contest is structured for 10 3-minute rounds with a 1-minute rest period between rounds. You can win by pin or submission, as in wrestling, or the 10-count knockout, as in boxing.
So there you hear the rules from Gary Capetta. The referee is Randy Anderson. And another part of WCW Uncensored, a boxer versus wrestler match. And you are, what a night this has been. King of the Road match, a martial arts match, boxer versus wrestler.
I'll tell you, this Rock Finnegan's taking more dives than Jacques Cousteau.
Round number 1 set to go here in this boxer versus wrestler match. And I need to ask the question here, Brain, about the whereabouts of the manager of Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Hart.
Well, I don't know. I sent one of my production assistants back there about a half hour ago. Said they couldn't get in the back room. Hogan was screaming his lungs out. I don't know what happened to Jimmy Hart. But you know something? Who really cares?
Well, I think many people do.
Oh!
Jabs to the face. And they are working in favor of Johnny B. Bad, showing his quickness here.
Arn's got to get him down. You know, you can't do much damage punching on your back.
Now, Arn Anderson doesn't want to put the Dukes up. He'll punch right through that.
Here we go.
Arn Anderson hooks him, but Johnny B. Bad's got him. Johnny B. Bad showing the technique that made him a Gold Glove champion.
Good body shots, though. Didn't get Arn in the head hardly at all, but those body shots were really stiff.
Don't let him hit you on the chin. Kick them legs out from under him now.
That's what you call knocking the taste out of someone's mouth. Nevertheless, we saw earlier on our main event program and our, of course, our pregame show that Vader had the coat of Jimmy Hart. You just have to wonder where the rest of Jimmy Hart is. Hopefully we'll find out.
I think he's stuffed in one of the breast pockets of that coat.
Johnny B. Bad is, as they would say in boxing, certainly winning on points here.
Well, that's what he's got to do. He can't afford to wrestle Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson has the advantage. He can wrestle him, and he can also box him, and he can kick him. All Johnny can do is box and kick. And he's got to take him out quick, because the longer it goes, it's to Arn's advantage. Listen to him slap that leather. Where's Finnegan's Rainbow? Is he still in the corner?
Oh, there was a knee, and there's Arn Anderson's left hand. Remember, pretty hard shots with those knuckles. But Johnny B. Bad is just overwhelming Arn Anderson here.
But Arn's smart enough. He doesn't want to open up that jaw to Johnny B. Bad. That was kind of a low blow there. I didn't realize Johnny B. Bad's hands were that quick. And I know he knocked a lot of people out, but I mean, his hands are really quick. That used to be a pickpocket, wasn't he?
No. How do you come up with these things? Do your production assistants come up with these anecdotes?
I have my sources.
Yeah, you sure do. Again, round one of this boxer versus wrestler match has been all Johnny B. Bad, as I thought it would be. And I want to say something. Arn Anderson is a consummate wrestler, but as we come to the end of round number one, and there's the bell, we have a 1-minute rest period now.
That's the end of round one. There is now a 1-minute rest period.
You know, there's so much talk about when Antonio Inoki and Muhammad Ali went at it years ago.
I watched that fight.
Okay, now do you remember the strategy employed by Antonio Inoki then?
Take Ali off his feet.
That's
Inoki
right.
laid on his back.
That's right.
At him.
And Anderson has not done that. Anderson has stood straight up. Let's listen in.
There we go. Here's your bucket. Listen, stay there. Get a deep breath now. He's taking the best of you out here, Arn.
Exactly
what you
right,
gonna have to do now? Take his legs out. That's what we talked about. Take his legs out from under him.
Right, we all got the strategy down pat, don't we? Take his legs out.
I wonder what Palooka's telling Johnny B. Bad.
This is ours now. Come on now, keep your deep breath. He's mine. That's it. That's it.
Take his legs out. That's what Inoki did. He stayed on his back and took the legs out of him, or at least attempted to.
Right. He does, Johnny. Drop down. Nail that.
Look at the nose on Finnegan.
Good enough.
Mount Rushmore.
Always something nice to say about people.
I couldn't keep a pair of glasses on with that beak.
Round two of 10 rounds scheduled in this boxer versus wrestler match at WCW Uncensored. And Arn Anderson trying to do exactly what we talked about. Take the legs, take the man off his feet. That's where a wrestler's at his best. There's a knee, and there's a left hand. Anderson trying to take him down.
Johnny B. Bad's got to hook that top rope with his arm. Look at the hands. Look at the speed.
He's just too much for it. Down goes Anderson. And now the 10 count. Into a neutral corner. 1, 2 for Arn Anderson.
Take an 8. Take an 8.
3, 4, 5.
He's up. Mike Tyson and George Foreman could learn something from this match.
That's right. Stay out of WCW rings.
Don't make Arn Anderson mad, is what I meant.
We got some bad guys here. There's a bad man.
There we go.
That's what he wants. Missed the elbow, though. Boy, Johnny B. Bad is so prepared for this match. I've never seen him in such condition.
This is the best shape I've ever seen him in.
Absolutely.
And look at, he's constantly moving, folding like a butterfly and stinging like a bee. Got those legs going. I just came up with that cliche.
You did? Yeah, about 2 decades too late. Turn around. Jabs again. Second round has been all Johnny B. Bad.
Look at the legs on Arn Anderson. They're wobbly. But he's going to punch himself out. That's what's going to happen. Johnny B. Bad's going to throw so many punches. I bet he's thrown 35 or 40 punches already. Oh! Listen to that.
Just about a minute to go in the second round of the boxer versus wrestler.
Well, that'll hurt your kidneys.
And there's a 10 count again for Double O.
You got a minute left here. Now you got to get up.
Arn's in trouble.
That's getting close.
Unless he's playing possum. And he wants Johnny B. Bad to punch himself out. That could maybe. Come on, I want some more, he said.
Got him in the gut with a foot and the knee, but Johnny B. Bad will fire back and has every time. Body blows.
Listen to those punches.
He rocked his head with that one. And again, Anderson may be going down for a third time. And he is.
Scheduled for what, 12 rounds, 10 rounds? I don't know if he's going to make it.
There's no 3 knockdown rule, obviously, here.
This is uncensored. There are no rules.
There are guidelines.
You know the rules?
In the final seconds of the round.
See, you should have got a couple extra there after the bell rang.
Oh, my goodness. Wait,
Oh!
a cheap DDT during the rest period.
Get Finnegan while you're there. It don't cost anymore. It's a perk.
Finnegan's got to help Johnny B. Bad back to his corner. Arn Anderson.
Well, see, the beating Anderson's taken, he couldn't apply his pet finish hold, the DDT. He couldn't apply that like he wanted to.
Nice deep breath.
This doesn't look good.
Nice
Listen
deep
what he
breath.
said.
Nice deep breath. You're working so good off the chin, but you got to watch out at the end of the round or something. He sucker shotting you. Nice deep breath. Nice deep breath.
Speaking of sucker shots, I think he coined the word stiff.
Oh, wait a second. Anderson again. We're still in the rest period.
No disqualification.
It's uncensored. Do it.
Threw Johnny over the top. The match continues. And you're right. Round 3 is underway. And Colonel Parker puts his boot in the face of Johnny B. Bad. Johnny B. Bad has had this entire match for the last minute and a half or so. All of it be during the rest period has been Arn Anderson.
Are those his boxing trunks or are those Fruit of the Looms?
Boxing trunks. Maybe made by Fruit of the Loom. I don't know. Come up with a relevant question now and then.
I don't care anything about his relatives.
Anderson stomping on the jaw.
There's not much of defense that Rock can tell him now about Arn standing on his Adam's apple. You could have been champ, kid. You could have gone all the way, kid. You just don't have it, kid.
Using the ropes. Anderson with a knee to the lower back region. And this is all Arn Anderson.
B. Bad is defenseless. All he can do is punch. Keep him on that mat. Let's hear some leather. Let's hear your boots kicking him. That's what I want to hear.
Shoulders deep into the midsection. Left hand.
Long way from Golden Gloves, Johnny B. Bad. This is the big league.
You're not kidding. Watch out into the... Oh! Threw him into the stool and then the spine buster. Oh, and Rock Finnegan's on the back of Arn Anderson. And Arn Anderson shed him off quickly. We still got a minute to go. And Rock Finnegan is letting his emotions carry him away.
We almost saw the last of Rock Finnegan. I like to throw that rock right out of the building. Come on, Arn, stay on him. Boy, did you see him get hit in that lower back with that stool?
Choking away.
He's going to need some preparation H.
I do understand. I do understand there is no sign still from the locker room area of the whereabouts of Jimmy Hart, Hulk Hogan's manager.
Let me see if I can find out what's going on back there. Let me send this joker in.
Johnny B. Bad with a flurry coming back here in the last minute of the round. Throws him on the outside. And Colonel Parker at the last 10 seconds. Here in round 3.
I'm surprised Johnny B. Bad still keeps getting up. Here we go, ring the bell. Ring his bell.
There's the end of the round. Now Arn Anderson throws him into Rock Finnegan.
It's okay.
Let's listen in.
Are we going to cut the glove now? Stand up. Johnny, take a deep breath. Take a nice deep breath. You gotta knock him out. Yeah, Johnny, now listen. You gotta get this thing over. You gotta get it over. Try it.
He's gonna load that glove.
Face the guy and go with that hook. You're not dropping down. Drop down a little. You gotta get him on that hook.
Cut the glove, apparently here, so Johnny can ditch the glove and maybe use the, I don't know, the hand or something.
Oh, sure, that hand is taped. That hand is rock hard.
Beat him. Then I'm gonna slap you.
It's uncensored, though. Oh!
To the gut. Are we still in the rest period here?
Who knows?
We are in the rest period. And on Anderson.
Oh, my goodness.
With the bucket on the head. He rang his bell. The goal is over. Anderson goes down.
He's gonna get the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get up, Aaron. Get up.
9. He's not gonna make it.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it.
Of the boxer versus wrestling match, Johnny B. Bad.
They cheated.
Yeah.
They cheated.
Well, it's uncensored for crying out loud.
Oh, shut up.
That's what you call being a buckethead, I guess.
I'll see you when you wake up, Arn.
Yeah, he may not wake up, Johnny, for a long
That's a sad
time.
situation. I'm a bad man.
All right, here it is again, Bray. Look at this. This was something else.
Looks like the Tin Man on the Wizard of Oz. Johnny, look at that. Winds up with that big left hand, takes the glove off. Little Ollie shuffle. And good night, Mr. Anderson. He didn't have a chance. 2 against 1. Totally unfair as far as I'm concerned.
Totally unfair as far as you're concerned.
Yes. What are you, deep?
You're too much. Your winner, and Rock Finnegan hugs Johnny B. Bad with a measure of revenge over Arn Anderson as you take a look at the Tupelo Coliseum.
Look at that beak on Rock Finnegan. It looks like he's been chasing parked cars.
You're too much. So Colonel Parker wins 2 and loses 1. And Johnny B. Bad gets a measure of revenge on AA Arn Anderson.
If they can live with that kind of victory, fine. I know there had to be something taped in that fist. Arn Anderson he don't go down like that.
Let's take a special look at the Macho Man Randy Savage before the interview. Let's take a look.
He ain't seen nothing. Macho Man Randy Savage, yeah.
I mean, he's just one big, powerful, bad guy.
The Macho Man on the top of the big
Yeah, I am. Nobody gonna stop me, no they ain't.
And joining me at this time, the Macho Man Randy Savage, who tonight at Uncensored goes one-on-one with the 500-plus-pound Avalanche. Randy, that recent attack by the Avalanche on TBS, did that serve as a wake-up call for the Macho Man?
What it is what it is. Yeah, let history be the judge. Just like Johnny B. Bad beat old Buckethead Arn Anderson just now and knocked him out. Yeah, one-on-one, the Avalanche versus the Macho Man Randy Savage. He can't handle me. I'm too cold to hold. No, I'm thinking that I'm gonna explode in your face. Yeah, you wanna go to the Ice Age? You wanna go all the way past the past? Okay, bring it down, because I am going to the ring right now. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I'll knock you out. Get that smile off your face right now. I'll take anybody out on the way. No more Mr. Nice Guy, brother. I'll knock you out. See you later.
Now, let's go back to the ring and join Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, one of the most exciting performers, one of the most charismatic wrestlers in the history of World Championship Wrestling. Get ready for Macho Madness from Sarasota, Florida. Weighing 235 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
It is Macho Madness, and it's a part of WCW World Championship Wrestling.
But what is he gonna do with 500 pounds of Avalanche?
Remember, at WCW Uncensored, there's going to be no rules. It's basically an anything-goes match. And the Macho Man has to be on his toes for the 517-pound Avalanche.
Just a minute, my man's making his way back here. I'm gonna find out about Jimmy Hart in just a minute.
What are you talking about, Woody Kears? Woody Kears is your production assistant?
Yes.
I don't believe anything Woody says. Well, you neither, as a matter of fact. So Woody's got an update on Jimmy Hart?
Well, I can't talk to you and talk to him. Shut up.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing the opponents. From Mount Everett, Washington, at over 500 pounds, Avalanche.
Avalanche and the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, you can feel the ground shaking.
You know, Avalanche has told us before that he goes all the way back to Starrcade when he thought the Macho Man was going to turn on Hulk Hogan and help the Three Faces of Fear there and did not. That he's always had a burning issue with the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, there they go. Savage wasting no time, stomping on the back of the head of Avalanche. Gouge to the eyes, to the midsection.
Well, that's what you gotta do. You gotta take it to Avalanche. Don't wait for him to bring it to you. But Savage is that way. He's always been like that. He's never taken a back step. He just goes right for you, right down your throat. Look at the eyes on that man right there. He's possessed, believe me.
Left hand didn't phase the big guy that much. Avalanche shoots him in. Not a good move there.
But Savage didn't go down.
Did not.
You realize if an Avalanche hit this town, they could apply for federal aid and get like 18, maybe 22 bucks. You know how many four-wheeled homes it would overturn?
I think you'll think better of that next time. You cannot intimidate the Macho Man Randy Savage.
But you can knock him down if you weigh 500 pounds.
Yes, you can. You know, you've said some very unkind things in this city, but they have really rolled out the red carpet to us. Just some great people.
Whoa!
Over the top goes Avalanche.
Like a Hindenburg.
And now the Macho Man.
This is where he's at his best.
In his element, he's way up top. Here he goes. Crossbody block on Avalanche.
He's got to take the wind out of Avalanche. He's got to keep him down. Don't pick him up, dummy. Keep him down.
Remember, anything goes. Shoulder to the ring post. Nick Patrick, the referee, just there to count a winner or loser. Head first goes Avalanche. And back into the ring, the Macho Man is going to pick him. Oh! Could be over, two. And no, sir.
Look at the size of that man. Obviously, he hasn't been hanging with Susan Summers in the Thigh Master.
Obviously. To the rib cage. Ahead of Steam Avalanche. Using his weight to his obvious advantage here.
Look at that, Tony. He's getting up slow. He's getting up real slow. I don't like the sign of that. But then again, Savage isn't getting up at all.
That's right. 1, 2, Avalanche. Got a 2 count on Savage that time as the Macho Man rolled out of the way. The idea would be to take Avalanche off his feet, but the fact of the matter is it's Macho Man who's off his feet here. And don't forget, Avalanche was posted on the outside as well. Shows you how much punishment he can take.
I just got word from my production assistant here, Woody. He says they won't allow a camera in the back there. He said Hogan's beside himself. The place is full of guys with suits and ties and coats on, officials. I don't know if they're police. I don't know if they're from the building or what's going on. Because WCW has washed their hands of it. But something is going on in the back in the back dressing room area. And there's no sign of Jimmy Hart.
That's what I was going to ask. There's no sign.
No sign of Jimmy Hart. I'm going to write it down for you. No. Jimmy Hart is M-I-A. Or M-I-T.
Drop kick from Avalanche.
Missing in Tupelo. Because that's the best way to be in Tupelo.
One. No, he's too close to the ropes. Broke the plane to the bottom rope there.
Avalanche is moving slow. Savage has taken a lot out of him.
A pickup and a big slam.
With a lot of ease.
Yes. And Savage still had the whereabouts to move out of the way on that one.
Boy, now you know how George Brett feels.
I sure do. Up he goes. Through the ropes on the outside. Oh, the back of his head hit the safety rail.
I hope it didn't dent that metal.
I'm sure it didn't.
Bullseye.
To the chest. Here it is again.
And look at the spine area is bent backwards over that ring apron.
Oh, the jaw that time to the ring post.
And the sternum. He's taking a beating.
We are about 95 miles southeast of Memphis, Tennessee. This, of course, the birthplace of Elvis Presley. Great wrestling fans. Enjoyed it here at ringside.
But you notice when he got old enough, he got out of town quick.
But still, the man not enjoying things right now, the Macho Man.
And then he went to Memphis.
Apparently, anytime Avalanche wants to end this match, he can. The Macho Man's in trouble.
He's in deep, deep, deep trouble.
And you think this may be a mistake? Avalanche allowing the Macho Man to maybe regain his composure here?
Well, this is uncensored. If I was wrestling a man 500 pounds, he was beating me like that, I would find something and pick it up. I'd find something quick. I'd get a hold of a nightstick, I'd get a hold of a chair, a table leg, a bar stool, a barmaid, something.
Kicking the Macho Man out to the floor.
But see, that's bad now. He's letting Savage kind of half recuperate. He should be staying on him.
Well,
he should be laying with his weight on him. He should have him bent over. He should hook that head. He should be pressing down with all that weight.
Actually, he's just toying with the Macho Man right now.
I hope he's not out of gas.
Every time the Macho Man gets up, Avalanche does something else. Shoulder block, kicks him out. And now go try to suplex him.
But look at Savage has hooked that bottom rope. He still knows where he's at. He's still got that much awareness.
The Macho Man grabbing the head of Avalanche. And now Randy Savage.
He just keeps getting it, don't he? He just keeps getting more and more. Where does he get it from?
Big kick out.
That shows me right there that Avalanche still has, that tank's not on E yet. He's still got 3/4 of a tank.
Absolutely. Clothesline, nothing there. Nothing there a second time.
But he's wobbly.
No, missed, and again he missed, and Avalanche ducks his head. The Macho Man attempting a sunset smash. Oh, that hurt.
I can hear the air go out of Savage's body. Both ends.
Well, I'm sure that could happen when 5/17's down on you.
It's uncensored.
Stepping on the sternum. But you got to give the Avalanche a lot of credit. I mean, he is a big, big guy, but he knows how to use his weight to his advantage. Look at this. 2, and no, Savage out in 2. And Savage has taken quite a beating here.
He's taken a heck of a beating.
Avalanche relentless with the weight and power advantage here, using it, squashing the Macho Man on every advantage, but still Randy Savage not getting up or giving up at all.
But there's not much movement out of him right now.
No, there's not.
But he's smart enough. Savage is a ring veteran. He's smart enough to know that the referee's not counting, so he's going to take his rest.
Went for the avalanche drop, and Savage smartly tumbled out of the way. You got to stay away from that. It was on WCW Saturday night not too long ago. Many avalanche drops certainly had to weaken the ribs in the sternum area of the Macho Man.
Oh, and you'll feel that for months.
No, absolutely.
Hogan Savage, he turned his back on Avalanche. He crawled with his back turned. That doesn't look good for Savage, not knowing where his man is.
Avalanche continues to work on the ribcage area of the Macho Man. Savage came off.
Still fighting, still fighting.
Rolls him up. 1, 2. A 2 count.
That was a lucky count because he kicked out, but his shoulders were still down. Referee could have counted him to 3. Savage going upstairs again.
The Macho Man again takes flight, and he is caught in midair.
Oh!
Again, Avalanche with the weight advantage, using it decisively.
I just saw a couple paramedics heading to the back.
You did?
Dressing room area. I don't know what that means. Can you get somebody back there? Is anybody on headsets any place in this building?
We are still concerned about the whereabouts of Jimmy Hart. The only thing that's turned up was his coat in the hands of Vader.
Oh!
Savage had time to roll and did. And Avalanche hit his midsection very hard in the center of the ring.
If Avalanche would have nailed him, it'd have been all over.
And Avalanche rolls out. Savage readjusts.
It's like a guided missile. He'll find you any place.
Avalanche hit on the head. Down to one knee. Pounding on top of the head.
The adrenaline's flowing now.
We've got a female. We've got a ladies come out of the audience here. Some lady's gone berserk.
Is that Sherry?
Can we get Doug Dillinger some security? Some lady has come out of the...
That's no lady, that's your wife.
It's not my wife. She's got a good backhand though, and a good... Who is this? Can someone get... Now remember, this is uncensored, so the match will continue.
I know who that is. You're right. That's no lady. That is no lady.
Well, who is it?
Who do you think it is?
It's Ric Flair.
It's Ric Flair.
It's the Nature Boy.
Oh!
And Avalanche crushing Savage with the Avalanche drop.
Here comes Hogan.
Hulk Hogan is coming out. Ric Flair.
Hey, he's the prettiest girl in town. What could be going through their minds? Flair has a plan. Flair's possessed. Flair's up to something.
Yeah, you're not kidding. He's possessed. Look, he wants to fight fans.
Disqualification, Macho Man Randy Savage.
They will give the match to the Macho Man because of Flair's interference.
Look at Hogan's eyes. He's puzzled. He don't know what to make of this. Believe me, Hogan, you're in deep trouble. If Flair will put on a dress and a wig and pat a bra and high heels, what will they do to you? What will him and Vader do to you? Strapped to each other, 12 feet apart.
The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, in drag, for crying out loud.
It's uncensored.
The Macho Man wins the match over Avalanche here on WCW Uncensored. But he is hurt.
Yeah, and Flair gets 2 tickets tonight for drinks. It's ladies' night in Tupelo, Mississippi.
The Macho Man gets the win, and irate Hulk Hogan helping the Macho Man out.
Now, you know, if he'd have found Jimmy Hart, he'd be with him. He's still looking for Jimmy Hart.
Can you believe the nerve, well, I guess you can. After you went in the ring last night.
I did what I had to do so Ric Flair would not get suspended and not run out of WCW.
He is out.
Hogan would have loved that. Hogan would love that to happen.
Well, wild things like this only at WCW Uncensored as Hogan helps the Macho Man back. And with that in mind, standing by is our own Mike Tenay with the World Tag Team Champions and Sister Sherry. Mike?
And standing by with me right now, the WCW World's Tag Team Champions, the Harlem Heat, their manager, Sister Sherry. We're going to speak with Stevie Ray and Booker T. Tonight, Texas Tornado rules when you hook it up with the Nasty Boys.
That's right, man. No rules, no regulations. Tonight, Nasty Boys, you're going to get to see what Harlem Heat is really all about. Nobody can stop it now. The whole world, this country hick town of Tupelo, Mississippi, gonna get a lot of heat raised up. Like my daddy used to tell me and my brother, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. And tonight, you're gonna get done.
Booker T.
Won't you just shut up, clown, and give me the mic? Nasty Boys, this is your final countdown. This is the last time. The goal is out the window, and we can do whatever we want to do. So that means if we want to take somebody out of their seat and clock you upside the head with something foreign, if you know what I'm talking about, that's what we gonna do. This time, we turn up to 1,000 Harlem Heat degrees, and after we leave this redneck town, it's gonna be obliviated, if you understand what I'm saying, man.
I understand. Sister Sherry, your comments on this big Texas Tornado matchup.
Oh, yes, a Texas Tornado match. This is my first one, but I can't think of a more cohesive team at a Texas Tornado match. Nasty Boys, you have been a thorn in our side for so long, too long. And tonight, we're gonna see what you're made of, and we're gonna leave you laying out what you're made of, which ain't too pretty at all. And we're gonna strut down that aisle with our derrieres going from side to side, sticking our chest out and making sure that everybody knows we are the
Now let's rejoin Bobby the Brain Heenan and Tony Schiavone.
Okay, Sting and Bubba are next. Two men who know each other quite well, who've battled each other, but tonight here in Tupelo at Uncensored will battle each other in an anything-goes matchup. The power of Big Bubba and the charisma and the ability of Sting. Take a look at what's transpired between these two men.
Are those brown?
No, they're black.
Big Bubba used to be the man who stood for law and order in World Championship Wrestling. But that has all changed. We got a sample of things to come back in September of last year. Bubba and Sting were headed for the triangle match to determine the #1 contender when they almost came to blows.
You my friend or not, I'm gonna beat you like a yard dog. I love it.
Some believe Big Bubba, who was then the Guardian Angel, blamed Sting for losing to Vader in the triangle match. However, the boiling point hit when the Angel was the special referee for the Sting Avalanche match at the Clash of Champions. A referee's reversal ignited a war between these two.
The sight of the head of the Guardian Angel.
The Guardian Angel changed his name and attitude, going back to his original roots as a vicious thug.
I got a heart and soul, brother. Big Bubba Rogers my name, and you're gonna have to answer me.
And he gave Sting a sample of things to come at Uncensored.
Standing by with me right now, WCW superstar Sting, cranked up, ready to go. Your opportunity right around the corner when you meet Big Bubba Rogers.
That's right, Mr. Tenay, right? You don't know me that well. My name is Stinger, and I'm always on fire, especially when I'm in a city like Tupelo, Mississippi, and especially, oh man, let me tell you something. You don't know what kind of a mood I'm in. Words cannot describe it. Big Bubba, AKA whatever you want to call yourself. Tonight is your end. The Stinger's feeling so good, and I'm on my way to the ring. Woo! See you there!
It's up next, Sting and Big Bubba Rogers as part of this big WCW Uncensored pay-per-view. Now, let's go back to the ring.
Following Super Contest on WCW Uncensored, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Cobb County, Georgia, weighing 337 pounds, Big Bubba Rogers.
He may have changed his name, but I always thought the attitude was there. And I've known Big Bubba for many, many years, back when he was much like Ming started out, just a bodyguard. And then he went into the ring and has become, in that span, one of the most successful, one of the most feared men in this sport, Brain.
Is that Mike Tenay or Okerlund with a rug on?
That's Mike Tenay.
They're hard to tell apart.
Okerlund's got the mustache.
Yeah, but sometimes he combs it up over his head.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponent from Venice Beach, California, weighing 251 pounds, this is Sting!
Not many people in this sport get the ovation of Sting. They love him wherever he goes. Sting and Big Bubba, anything goes, uncensored.
How many of those people have washed their hands here at Tupelo?
Have you washed yours?
I wash mine about every hour and a half.
You do?
I'm in Tupelo. You have to.
Stinger! Here at Tupelo at WCW Uncensored, this brand new, beautiful Tupelo Coliseum. You know, the very first event ever in here was WCW Wrestling this past year. Brand new arena.
And something tells me I'd have guessed a hog auction. That could be off a little bit.
Sting going to the hands. I'm sure he'll work his way up to the head. There you go. Pounding away on Big Bubba. Hit a Steam into the gut.
You know, for a 330-pound man, Bubba is very quick, very agile. I never thought he was too bright.
Sting got Bubba's hat on and got his coat.
It's like Carl Malden beating up a guy.
Drop kick, Bubba to the floor, far side.
It's uncensored. Pants are coming off next. What an insult.
Sting's got the hat. And Bubba, uh-oh.
No. The hat trick.
Sure is.
I'd like to see you do that, Tony.
No, forget that. There's a souvenir.
Oh!
There goes Bubba.
He just threw away a man's property.
Too bad, huh? It's uncensored, Brain.
I know that, Schiavone.
That's what you've been saying to me every time I call you on something. Sting, boy, Sting is having his way with Bubba. Not many people have been able to say that in this sport.
Bubba hasn't launched one offensive move yet. With a power of Stinger.
Wow. Sting with a head of steam and a big elbow drop.
Well, like I said, this Bubba's one tough customer. I never thought he was too bright, but he's changed his ways and he's seen the light. He's tired of doing favors for people for nothing and not being appreciated. That tells me the guy's getting smarts from somewhere.
Sting, who is a great scientific wrestler, has done nothing but brawl in this match.
Stomp, uncensored.
Yes, I know it is. Stomp and kick and punch, and has beaten Bubba at his own game so far here. Head first. Into the gut.
Come on, Bubba, take over.
Bubba goes outside into the apron, onto the floor.
Sting going over that top rope.
Boy, look at Sting. Sting has got an intensity about him. I haven't seen this on Sting in a long time. Uh-oh. Ah!
Oh!
He pulled the feet back, and Bubba goes nose first to the ring post. That'll blacken your eye.
Sting is getting cute. He's getting too cute, and Bubba's going to come back and bite him right where it hurts.
I don't know about that. Sting is unleashing quite an offense here. Look at this. You talking about a score to settle, as we said.
This looks like a new Stinger.
I think you're right.
I mean, he looks in great shape, but I've never seen him this aggressive. I've never seen him just flagrantly break the rules. Looks like Sting is beating up the town bully.
Sting having his way with Bubba, you're right. We've never seen him this aggressive. But as we said, this event solely to settle grudges, to settle differences, to settle scores. And Sting is making sure of that. Bubba down low. Sting's gonna chase him. This may be a mistake. Bubba getting ahead of steam here. Oh, that hurt him. That hurt Sting. He tried.
Where'd he catch in the groin area or the knee?
I believe so.
Oh, he pulled a hamstring, I bet. He'll probably quit now, take the coward's way out.
Hurt his knee, hurt his knee.
I heard you.
And Sting's knee is out. He went up high for a leapfrog, and actually Bubba raised up that time, caught him, and I'm not so sure if it was the head that caught Sting's knee or when he dropped to the canvas that time. But that has slowed the offense of Sting down, obviously.
You know, that's very dangerous for Sting, because in this town, if you go to the hospital with a bad leg, they shoot you. Looks like he caught him with his shoulder when he leapfrogged him. Pull it back, pull it back.
That's what he's doing, and we'll just see how much Sting has left. What was an assault by Sting, what was total Sting offense, has turned around here. Now remember, you fans who have been following WCW for many years, it was back at the beginning of 1990. Sting blew that knee out, and he was out for many, many months, about 6 months. Came back in July of that month, 6 months later to become World Heavyweight Champion. So he can come back, but that knee has always been a weak point.
It's that leg though, right? That leg?
Yeah. I believe so.
Well, Bubba, he's got a bad wheel. Change the tire for him. Take off the lug nuts, pop the cap off, and have yourself some fun. Because this is uncensored. You can do whatever you want.
Bubba now with the wheel down. Sting cannot even get up to mount any offense or even a defense here. Completely helpless to Bubba. And the fans don't appreciate what Bubba's doing to one of their heroes. But that's what it's all about. Anything goes here. Sting on one leg.
Come on, Bubba.
Fighting back. Look at him holding on.
Come on, Bubba.
A Sting trademark. Well, he's wobbly there. Look at this. And Bubba, boy, this is great, great strategy from Bubba. See the weak point, go after it.
It makes sense to me. If it works, do it. You know, the prom queen last year's name was Bubba here.
Where do you get these from? Your PA here? Your
Woody.
Woody? This is a great town, and I don't know, Brent. You don't like anybody or anything.
We should tear it down and build a slum. Come on, stay on him. Come on, Bubba. Slap him around. He slapped you around.
1, 2, and up and 2 is Sting.
I'll tell you, that knee's not going to get any better either.
No, you're right. He can barely stand on it right now. Bubba uppercut easily knocks him off his feet with that one. And Sting in a tough spot. Bubba's going to do it again, I believe. Nope, down low, watch out. That knocks Sting back on his feet and then off of it again.
Sting's best bet is to lay in that corner and protect that leg. Fight as much as you have to, but protect that leg.
Well, you're right.
Could be career-ending.
That's right. The fans are trying to rally behind Sting, and they've known Sting to have tremendous courage, determination, grit, desire, tenacity, perseverance.
Sounds like Captain Planet.
In the midsection. But I don't know. And you're right, Brain. You just have to wonder how much damage has been done to the knee and how much more can be done.
Because, like you said, he grabbed the knee, but I also saw him grab the back of the leg. Now, he could have tore a hamstring, too, and the knee. That leg may be shot.
But nothing wrong with that right hand of his. It racked the head of Bubba, but Bubba back to the attack again. Trying to power. Sting!
Not with that leg, he can't.
He did, but it hurt. Oh, too much pain to be able to follow up with something that time.
Why would you even try a move like that?
Well, it's instinct, I would believe.
In something. Well, I'd be working on that knee right now. I'd be turning that thing every way like a monkey wrench, like a socket set. That thing would be moving, it'd be snapping.
How does it feel, huh?
Oh, look at how he's bending that ankle. Look at that. Well, one good thing, Bubba, he won't be able to sue you.
Why's that, Brain?
He won't have a leg to stand on.
Oh, no.
Tear a hole in those tights. Get that knee pad down. Well, one good thing, at least he can't kick.
Right hand. We talked about the many injuries Sting has had to the knee. 1990, Corpus Christi, Texas. 1992 in Savannah, Georgia.
1995.
Ain't nothing they can do about it. It's uncensored.
Tupelo,
Anything goes.
Mississippi.
Actually, I'm wrong. It was 1991 Savannah, Georgia. At our Clash of the Champions.
That's okay. You can be wrong. People expect it of you. Over the paint. Be back at Earl Scheib in the morning. 1995. New paint job. Get yourself a knee while you're there. Sting is in deep trouble.
Yes, he
Whether
is.
he realized it or not, his career could be on the line here. His knee's been hurt too many times. This is the third time.
And the fans stomping, clapping, trying to get Sting to get back into this one. But the sad state is,
well, they're shocked. The people are shocked here looking at, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to react to this.
every time they try to help Sting mount an offense, there's nothing there because of the leg. Bubba will pick him up and put him down hard.
Got to work on that leg.
Now 300 plus pounds if he connects with the knee. Sting is up.
Oh!
Bubba fell down, and Bubba's hurt.
He doesn't have wrestling boots on. He's got regular shoes on.
That's right.
His foot slipped on that rope.
Bubba's hurt. Sting, look how gingerly he gets up top. Bubba's up. Or Sting is up and Bubba's down.
But he came down on that right leg. He's not a real bright guy, is he?
I think he's very intelligent. He picked up Bubba, incredibly.
I don't believe what I'm seeing here.
You are seeing two men giving it their all, going at it here. Bubba down low again. Sting's got him. Gonna yank him back in, and now they're cranking it up. Sleeper.
He's gonna put him to sleep.
Throwing Bubba in. Again.
Sting don't seem to be favoring that knee too much now.
Bubba used his tie to help pull Sting down for a jawbreaker.
It's uncensored.
Yes, it is.
Oh!
Back on his noggin.
Boy, did he drop him. He could have broke his neck.
What a move. And what a match we're having. He's got the shirt over the...
Another 5 minutes, he'll be nude.
Up on top, Sting again. The smash. 1, 2.
Didn't get him.
No, sir. Sting, how much more pain can that knee take? Elbow to the jaw.
See, Bubba should have never gone to the top. He should have stayed on the... Uh-oh.
Bubba, as he hit the ropes, went head first, and I believe it was inadvertently, hit the back of the knee again.
Look at this thing, just keeps getting up.
And now the fans are behind him. The Stinger.
I just got word, no sign yet of Jimmy Hart.
That's unfortunate. I hope we can find out before this night is over.
I wonder what he's gonna do with his watch.
Pick up. Oh, he can't hold it. This could be it. 1, 2, 3.
He got him!
Bubba.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match,
not hurt his leg, though.
Big Bubba Rogers.
He was having his way with Bubba for a while there.
Bubba.
I told you I'd win. Oh, this Uncensored has lived up to its name. What fighting we have seen tonight.
The knee was just too much.
Boy, Sting kind of had his way here. Belly to back suplex. Could have broke Bubba's neck. Look at the elevation. Look at that. That man could fly through the air like a condor. He lands on top of Bubba. 1, 2. Moves out of the way. Still fighting, still getting up to his feet. Picks up Bubba. Picks him up. But he can't hold him. The knee gives out. 1, 2, and 3. Tough luck, Sting. Those things happen. It's uncensored.
It is uncensored. It was a tough loss for Sting, but Big Bubba took advantage of the knee. All right. As we come to you from Tupelo here in the month of March, our next pay-per-view will be in the month of May, and it will be our annual event where we not only have great wrestling action, but we also have an inductees into the WCW Hall of Fame. It's Slamboree, a Legends reunion, and it's coming your way exclusively on pay-per-view on Sunday, May 21st. Mark the date down. We'll do some inducting. It will be from the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg, Florida.
That's
Slamboree.
right. That's right.
So we look forward to seeing you a part of Slamboree. Fans, we still have the big leather strap match to go between Hulk Hogan and the man who was the ultimate surprise, Renegade. We still don't know where Jimmy Hart is, of course, against Vader and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. I wonder if we have a dress on by this time or not.
I have no idea, but oh, don't forget, we also have that tag match.
That's right.
Texas Tornado coming up. Falls count any place in the building. They can go out in the parking lot. We have handheld cameras, 4 of them lined up. They will follow the action no matter where it goes.
Between the Nasty Boys and World Tag Team Champions Harlem Heat, and they know each other quite well. Take a look.
Do they ever?
Back in November at the Clash of the Champions, Sister Sherry was discovered as the longtime secret on the phone as she helped the Harlem Heat defeat the Nasty Boys. The match at Uncensored could be one of the wildest tag team matches ever, as all 4 men will be in the ring at the same time, and pinfalls will count anywhere. Those rules could have easily been in effect back at Starrcade '94, when their return match really broke down. Then last month at Super Bowl, the Nasty Boys had apparently won the World Tag Team Championship, but a referees conference led to a reversal of decisions, and the Harlem Heat held on. Sags and Knobs feel the Texas Tornado match will help them get a measure of revenge.
With me at this time, the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags. And gentlemen, if there was ever a matchup that's right up the Nasty Boys' alley, it's this Texas Tornado bout with the Harlem Heat.
Mike, today, the Nasty Boys are Texas Tornado style in Tucson. Harlem Heat, are you ready for nasty sensation to get shoved right down your stinking throat? Stevie Ray, Booker T, the Nasty Boys are ready.
Jerry Sags, your comments on this Texas Tornado matchup.
Somewhere in the vicinity of this stinking building, the 2 cats from Harlem are gonna get slammed on the floor and get the 1, 2, 3. The Nasty Boys are gonna beat you to a pulp. And censored is what it is, and the Nasty Boys are uncensored tonight. 1, 2, 3. Harlem Heat is getting stuffed in the garbage. Yeah, that's it. Harlem Heat, I guarantee the Nasty Boys are taking you out. 1, 2, 3, taking you to Nastyville and finishing you off and stuffing you in this trash can forever.
It's crazy in the locker room here at WCW Uncensored. The Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags, they're getting fired up for their big Texas Tornado matchup. Now, let's join a special video feature on the WCW Tag Team Champions, Harlem Heat.
Everybody go to jail. Harlem Star. Harlem Heat's the baddest thing going today. Harlem hangover all night long, punk. Nasty Boys, that's what I'm talking about.
We told you, can't be stopped. It ain't gonna take long to whoop two fat, graffiti playing punks like that.
Suicide! Everybody's going down! Nasty Boys, I want you to take a good look, because we finna hurt somebody, and guess who's next?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, the special Texas Tornado match. It is set for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Sister Sherry from Harlem, New York, the World Tag Team Champions, Stevie Ray, Booker T, Harlem Heat.
Well, she's calling out Harlem Heat. And there she is. Where's Stevie Ray and Booker T? Well, she gonna do this by herself? She gonna take on both Nasty Boys? Where are they anyway?
I have no idea. I'm not in charge of where people are. You don't ask me.
Jimmy Hart's missing and we see no Harlem Heat.
They're here, they're around, don't worry. Unless the Nasties jump them on the way to the ring,
That
she's
could
not
have
aware
happened.
of it.
All four men will be able to go out at the same time. All right, Gary.
And ladies and gentlemen, the opponents of this Texas Tornado match, in which all four men can be in the ring at the same time, and pinfalls can occur anywhere in the building.
You can't be in the
from
ring
the
alone with
streets
them.
of New York City. As nasty as they want to be, Sags, Knobbs, the Nasty Boys.
The Nasty Boys going to the ring. Their opponents are not there yet. And I know they realize it by now. And the question is, where are Booker T and Stevie Ray?
But remember, not to lay a hand on Sherry. She's a lady.
Yeah, sure.
And she's wearing glasses.
Uh-oh, it's... Sherry gets down. Now she's going to get back up on the apron. Oh! Brian Knobbs took a shot at Sherry that time, and there are no...
Where is Harlem Heat?
No World Tag Team Champion.
Everyone's missing. Everybody's gone nuts.
Where are they? I have no idea. They are coming from behind. The Nasty Boys are looking the wrong way, and there they are. They came from the other side of the arena.
It's uncensored. They can do anything they want.
Texas Tornado match is going to be a tough one for Nick Patrick to call. All four men in the ring at the same time. No tagging in and out. Pinfalls to count anywhere. Like you said, Braid, we have our handheld cameras. We can go anywhere with them. I guess that's within reason.
No. This is uncensored. They can go anywhere. They can go in the men's room, the women's room, any room.
It's Stevie Ray and Jerry Sags, Booker T and Brian Knobbs now.
You know, it might be better just to sit back and watch this. We're not going to be able to call this action.
No, you just
4 men at once.
Well, you remember our telecast at Starrcade, how it was wild. And then they had rules back then.
It's always wild here. Listen to Sherry. Never shuts up. Constantly just yelling for her men, cheering them on. That's why she's the lady she is.
Whip in. The knee to the jaw that time. Double teaming certainly allowed here.
Sags on the floor going after Sherry.
And that brings Booker T down with a double axe handle blow. Whoa, to the ring post.
What's up, Ned?
I'll tell you, physically, the Nasties don't look to be in as good a shape as Harlem Heat. But they will stay with you all night long and fight as long as you want.
up on the middle turnbuckle. Spike double team pile driver. This may end the match right here.
They just slam dunked Knobbs.
Through the ropes on the outside and to the apron now. Meanwhile, the chokehold on the other side.
Oh, they're setting him up here.
Foot to the face.
Like it'd make a difference if his face was messed up.
Didn't really phase Jerry Sags. Snapmare. Now, if you're wondering who the legal man is, they all four are legal. So any man can pin any man here.
And the people are just caught up in this. They can't watch all the action.
The first flurry of offense by the Nasty Boys on both ends. And the fans are loving this one.
Ooh.
Oh. Fist that time.
Double fist. They got Sherry.
There she comes. Well, welcome to Uncensored there, sister. Well,
talk about buns of steel. Oh, my goodness.
Sherry gets a pit stop for good measure. And there she is in the ring.
Well, that'll ruin your makeup.
Permanently.
Soap has never touched those pits. I guarantee that.
You may be right. Now, Jerry Sags and Litterbug.
Garbage all over the man. This is uncalled for. He's caning him.
On the outside, like we said, pinfalls count anywhere. And Sags and Stevie Ray are headed back towards this open area we got here.
Where are they going?
They're going to the concession stand. We've got a fight in the concession stand.
This is going to get messy.
Watch out for the cold drinks. And
there could be broken glass, there could be...
We are in the midst of a food fight here.
Cotton candy, popcorn, Red Hots. What would you like, Sags? One extra mustard on your bun? I've never seen a man beat with cotton candy before.
No, never have I. World Championship Wrestling, they haven't even gotten to the funnel cakes yet, thank goodness. But there is a concession stand food fight going on in Tupelo.
Oh!
Whoa!
Safe! Well, Knobbs could be a replacement player the way he slid in there. This is very dangerous here.
You're not kidding.
I mean, they could tear knees out. I mean, there's ice all over the floor and lemonade and refreshments and fresh squeeze.
And there goes the concession stands. Sherry getting involved in the action. There's candy everywhere. Well, this is, I guess, uncensored.
I guess. The inmates are ruling the asylum. Welcome to Bellevue.
I read that somewhere. And there's mustard everywhere.
Excuse me. You have any Grey Poupon?
Oh, this is nuts.
We'll be smelling mustard for a year. Just wait till they get to the mayo and the ketchup and the relish and the onions.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Nasties are used to this. That's how they eat dinner at home. They don't have any utensils. They just use their paws.
Into the funnel cakes.
What are funnel cakes?
It's a, never mind. Oh, I've never seen anything like this.
Whoa, he's down.
Gary Capetta is following the action because he's got to call a winner or loser because pinfalls can go anywhere. A two count there. There goes Sherry through the, cotton candy. This is nuts.
Knobbs is sliding in better than Jimmy McKeon.
Anything goes. He's going to try to pick somebody up. He's not going to be able to stand.
Not on this stuff.
No.
This floor's like ice.
That's right. See this, look. We might have a pinfall. Then, of course, they could be fighting by midnight tonight. Down goes Sherry again. Stevie Ray and Sags. There goes another. Sherry's in the trash can. Oh, big clothesline and down. We have a food fight on our hands in Tupelo in the concession stand.
Oh! You realize that's someone's house here in Tupelo?
It was, maybe.
This is uncensored. Just wait till they get that steel door up and then go out into the parking lot. I don't know about you, Schiavone, but if they make their way this way, the humanoids that are listening will not be hearing my voice.
Yeah, I'll be
if you turn to me and say, look out, you're going to be talking to yourself.
I'll be right behind you.
There goes millions of dollars worth of lighting equipment.
Yeah, boy.
They don't care, though.
Do we have a winner?
Can there be one?
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the Nasty Boys.
The Nasty Boys get a win. I believe they pinned them somewhere in the popcorn area.
I believe it was pretty well near the funnel cakes. I used to know a dancer named Funnel Cakes.
You think items at concession stand are half price now?
Look at this. Knobbs has Harlem Heat up on the, right into that wood, that partition or whatever it is. Nick Patrick's right there. He's not getting in the way. 1, 2, and a 3. Uncensored. They've been unleashed.
Mike today has been with us all night, and Mike, you've done a great job. But right now, I know Mike's got to interview two guys that I wouldn't want to be standing next to. Those two guys are the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and Vader, as we go to Mike Tenay.
Wow. Thanks very much, Tony Schiavone. And joining me at this time, the 450-pound...
Shut up, Bob! Hogan! The time is before you! The demon stands before you! The fear is here! The fear is there! Hogan! There's no place else to run! There's nowhere else to hide! It is time to get it on! You must now pay for your stupidity. It is uncensored, unsanctioned, and Mr. Flair is in my corner. Between the two of us, there's an unprecedented 23 world titles! Hogan, get ready to get it on. Get ready to play the pin game. It's over. The talk is over. Hulkamania is over. And it's Vader time.
I think it goes like this. You don't like it? Do something about it. You see this? Not just another pretty face, but the face of a man possessed. Possessed with you, Hogan. My whole career, they said Hulk Hogan's bigger. They said he's better. They said you can't beat him. Get out of here today. They said you can't beat him. And I said, bring him on, let me touch him. Then Hogan, you take me out of my element. You take me out of my life. You retire me. Am I gonna walk off into the sunset? Say goodbye forever? No. I become the master plan. I become the man possessed with taking you out of this sport forever. Okay. So what do I do? I get the biggest.
Okay. After Super Brawl 5, the whole world saw who the man is, and you're looking at him. And after tonight, brother, they will know who the uncrowned heavyweight champion of the world is. Vader time, Flair time, uncensored, unsanctioned. Tune in, brother, because it's live and in color.
Hogan, we're coming your way. Woo! Woo!
Look at this. He's holding Hogan, and Flair is stomping away.
Break his leg, break his leg. Slap that figure four on him, Rick, as only you can do.
That's what he's doing. He's got the figure four on Hogan.
Saw a broken, beaten, bloody, scared Hulk Hogan on his back.
Hold on a second. Hogan is out here. Wait a second.
Hey, Hogan, what you gonna do now?
Vader 452 covers him. One.
There's still some fight left in the Patriot. Here goes the Hood. Powerbomb, maybe, huh?
Pick up. And down he goes. Hulk Hogan is down.
He's at the strap.
Hogan is hurt. The Hulkster hitting the ring. The big clothesline.
But Vader's still on his feet, Shivani.
He's got the strap and he wants him. He ran right by Flair.
He's forgotten that Ric Flair is there.
And he's got the strap around Hogan, and Jimmy Hart's got Flair.
Oh, are you in trouble, Jimmy?
With Flair in Vader's corner, the dirtiest player in the game, and for nobody to stop the shenanigans. Well, Hulk Hogan was born at night, but not last night, brother. And wait till all the maniacs, wait till Vader, and wait till Ric Flair see my ultimate surprise, brother. How about it, Jimmy? The ultimate surprise. You guys are gonna freak out. I know the power of the ultimate surprise, and you guys are gonna freak out. What you gonna do when the Hulkster and the ultimate surprise run wild on you?
All right, and with that in mind, the ultimate surprise, of course, we know is a guy named Renegade. Let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to WCW Uncensored, and this is the featured match of the evening here in Tupelo, Mississippi. This leather strap match is sanctioned by the WCW Board of Directors and the Mississippi State Athletic Commission. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, from Tupelo, Mississippi, let's get ready to rumble!
Here we go.
Once again, it's the battle of the big men. Coming to the ring at this time, in the company of his new special advisor, the 11-time heavyweight champion of the world, the legendary Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Wearing black and red, weighing 456.5 pounds. From Boulder, Colorado, where he starred as an All-America football standout with the Colorado Buffaloes. Since then, he has played in the NFL and now moved to superstar status in the world of professional wrestling as one of the greatest big men ever to compete. Tonight, he is out to revenge what he calls the robbery of the decade in last month's WCW Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the reigning U.S. champion and #1 ranked heavyweight contender in the world. He is
Well, we saw just a moment ago Hulk Hogan talking to Jimmy Hart, an interview that, of course, was recorded a couple of weeks ago. And
he's still missing. The word I got right now, he's still missing.
That's been one of the storylines here that we have been following. Where is Jimmy Hart? During the main event program and our pregame show, the only thing we found was Vader with Jimmy Hart's jacket.
Well, he didn't take a hike. He'd never leave Hogan's side.
Hogan, though, exposed the
And
ultimate
now,
surprise.
making his way to the ring, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be coming in wearing yellow and red and weighing 271 and 3/4 pounds. From Venice Beach, California, he's known the world over as one of the greatest superstars in all of sports and is rated by many to be the most well-known competitor in the history of professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to Tupelo, Mississippi, presenting the King of Hulkmania, the charismatic, the popular, the WCW Heavyweight Champion of the World, the one, the only, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, who unveiled his ultimate surprise, a man named Renegade, here without Jimmy Hart.
This is going to have to work in their favor. Vader and Flair.
Now, for you fans who have never seen a leather strap match, we had one on pay-per-view a few years back. The object is to beat your opponent down, drag him around the ring, touching all four corners in succession.
Where's the Renegade?
I have no idea. Missing Jimmy Hart, and there's no Renegade?
And we can't get word from the back. Could Vader and Flair have gotten to him? What is going on here? I want to discuss something with you in a minute about Ric Flair. This is a very, very sad situation.
Boy, you're not kidding. He is snapped. He's
This
nuts.
is, you know, I make fun about a lot of things.
We sure do.
But I'll tell you, this is very, very sad to me to see Ric Flair in this mental state right now. That shows you what Hulk Hogan does to people. How Hulk Hogan get under people's skin. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that later. This is very, very sad. And this man, 11 times world champion, is out here in a dress with makeup on, nail polish, a wig and everything. Why? Because of that man right there, Hulk Hogan. He has driven Ric Flair to this. Look at the eyes on him. I have never, that's not the Ric Flair I know, Tony. That's not the Ric Flair I know. This is a shame.
Now, do realize this being uncensored, Flair can stand right there in the ring. Hogan really has literally his back to the wall here. Two men. All right, that music means it's time for Renegade.
This guy's all right. He's normal as can be.
Renegade is here. In World Championship Wrestling.
Look at the agility of that man. Flat-footed to go to the floor.
And he is in the face of Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Look at grab that hand. Look at the strength of that man. With his left hand, takes Flair to the ground. And Flair is feeling the pain.
Meanwhile, this leather strap match is underway. Between Vader and Hogan. Renegade making sure that Flair stays clear of the ring.
Well, this is everything it's lived up to be, Tony. Starting off in the truck and going to this. This is totally uncensored. Only here at WCW.
Hogan said he had gone to the dark side, and he had picked up the man that he thought could neutralize Ric Flair. The man's name is Renegade. What powerhouse he is.
But I'm telling you something, Flair is not right. He is not there. He is possessed by Hulk Hogan. You know, I've known Ric Flair since...
Oh, look at Hogan.
Since
Biting
day
off the
one.
forehead.
Since day one in this sport, I've known him. And I've never seen him react to anything like this.
Renegade up on the apron, daring Ric Flair to get involved, and Flair thought better of it.
Well, he may have lost it mentally, but he's not dumb. He's staying away from the Renegade.
Boy, this ultimate surprise, this Renegade that Hogan came up with, is certainly doing exactly what Hogan wanted.
Boy, the average fan like us, Hulkamaniac would be saying, Hulkster, never let us down. Hulkster, please don't let us down. Now he's got the Renegade, but where's Jimmy Hart? And he's still strapped to Vader.
That is the question. Where is Jimmy Hart?
Well, I don't care. I know where Flair is. I know where Vader is. Oh! Listen to that.
Flair gets in. Oh! And Hogan gets Flair. And the Renegade nose to nose with Flair. He's not budging.
Rick, please, get a hold of yourself. Do something, Rick. Oh, I don't like to see this.
I don't think Flair does either.
Who is this Renegade?
He's the man who's ruling the ringside area right now. Into the jaw. Flair way on the outside now. Hogan getting Renegade to come back in. Renegade throwing Vader back in.
He can't do that.
He just did. It's uncensored.
Oh, shut up. I've been in a strap match.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Can you imagine trying to drag 452 pounds around?
I had 235 pounds Pepper Gomez. Now I wound up with 7 stitches in my head and 4 in my back. Think of what it would be like to have a 452-pound man drag you around.
Remember, you got to drag the man around, touching all 4 corners. Flair's made it back to ringside. He may think twice.
How is Flair going to drag Vader around?
I mean, Hogan. See, you're all mixed up.
I don't know anymore. Boy, I sure hate to see this. I mean, Rick like that.
Rick has asked for this. Here's Vader picking Hogan up now. Driving him down to the mat. This main event on WCW Uncensored, the leather strap match. Vader gonna make sure Hogan stays down. He's going for a Vader bomb for the middle turnbuckle.
That is one mean man.
A look at Renegade.
Well, there's something going on in his head, too. Who is this guy? Well, I guess we're going to have to tune into Unsolved Mysteries if we want to find out where Jimmy Hart is.
Legs wrapped around Hulk Hogan. Flair liking what he sees right now. Renegade trying to get the fans to get Hulkamania flowing.
That's not Ric Flair. That's not the Ric Flair I know.
Yeah, the one I know doesn't have mascara on either.
No, that's a man that is driven by Hulk Hogan. That is a man that will drop to any levels, to any depths, to get rid of Hulkamania. He's just gone right off the edge. I don't know if you can bring him back. I believe this, and I'm saying this sincerely. I believe he's going to have to see psychiatric help. I mean, his whole career is down the drain because of Hulk Hogan, and he can't live with that himself. This man's going to need couch time.
Vader using the leather strap. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart has made his way out. Shirt torn. Tie pulled off. Megaphone in his hand.
Where has he been? Oh, I gotta get a scoop. I gotta get this story.
Well, what's his wrist doing taped up?
I didn't get a good enough look.
Vader. He's got a steel chair. Headbutt by Vader. This could. Hogan needs to get out of the way right now. Jimmy Hart from behind.
Haven't you had enough, Jimmy? Are you nuts too?
Hogan's got the chair. Hulk Hogan ahead of Steve.
They're not strapped anymore to each other, are they?
No, they're not. Well, Vader's hooked in. Hogan, remember, has got to be hooked on and drag Vader around.
What will Bockwinkel do about this?
Nothing. It's uncensored. Ric Flair being held at bay by Renegade. Look at him. And Jimmy Hart. Never seen Jimmy Hart like that before.
I know he wears cheap clothes, but that's ridiculous.
Shirt torn. Apparently, I mean, this is pretty obvious. He was attacked by Vader and Flair, apparently before this telecast ever started.
Why would you be pulling that? Oh! Stop!
Vader hits the ring post. He's gonna hit it again!
It's like being tied to a bear or an ape.
Now remember, you've got to drag him around.
Good luck. Gonna have to call AAA to get him around.
Well, gonna go take a seat again.
That is steel hitting the bone in a man's head.
Flair has found himself in the ring, and the Renegade's gonna make sure he clears himself of it.
I've never seen so much going on at one time at any pay-per-view I've ever been a part of.
Flair tried to run Renegade down. That was a mistake, obviously.
And this isn't working well on Flair's mind. This is even making him more nuts if that could be.
Hogan and Vader and uncensored. Going at it here. There's been no attempt to win the match here by either man.
None.
This has been a gigantic
Vader's got a tail.
grudge match. That's the strap, Brain.
Hogan, you're a dead man.
So much anger, so much frustration.
And Flair is still yelling. He is still screaming his lungs out. Flair makes Charles Manson look like Mr. Rogers.
Over the top. Hogan's going to go down low. Calling a Renegade over.
Who is this Renegade? He's some find of Hogan's.
Some friend. A man he can apparently depend on to help him out. As Hogan and Vader continue to slash it out here on Uncensored.
Well, he's whipping Vader like he owns him.
back up.
450 pounds.
Renegade quickly up to the task. Look at Flair, and Renegade is right there with him. He has cut Flair off at every pass.
And this is not sitting well with Ric Flair. I guarantee it.
Look at Jimmy Hart's legs, and his arms have been taped up. Look at this. He apparently had been tied up in the back somewhere. Take a look at Jimmy Hart.
It doesn't seem like he's got anything broken. He doesn't seem to be busted open. He's been rolled up into a ball. You're right, he's been duct taped.
There's two. He had touched the far ring post, so he's halfway there.
But if he breaks that chain of pulling him around, he goes back and starts over again.
Yeah, he breaks the momentum like he just did, so it'll start over again. Vader yanked Hogan the other way and pulled him back in.
What did he say?
This has been on the floor more than it's been in the ring.
Sending Hogan to the steel again. Jimmy Hart encouraging him.
Oh, he's hit him so hard in his head, he's loosening his feathers. Uh-oh, nothing.
Didn't even phase Renegade.
Vader clotheslined him with a cheap shot, pulled the arm way back, and the man never moved. Tupelo's going to be talking about this for a long time. The world's going to be talking about Uncensored.
Sending Hogan in. Vader picks him up by the neck, pushes him down.
Vader's got his second win, it appears to me.
Anything goes, no rules, uncensored. And I don't know if you've noticed it or not, fans, but WCW completely wiping its hands of this event. There is no referee anywhere near this match.
It's uncensored.
Thank you. They are letting them go at it.
Whip him like a dog. Then kick him. Whip the fleas right off him.
Vader thinks it's over. He's going to try to maybe suplex Hogan here.
And he does.
And Flair says, yes, it is over. But now he has to drag Hogan around, touching four corners. Hogan's back up!
He's alive!
And he got all kinds of straps. The big Hogan butt. The big leg drop.
You'll never drag him on his back. You'll never do it.
One. Two.
How can he move him? How can he move this man?
Three.
Now the home stretch.
One more for Hulk Hogan.
He's about 5 feet away from the apron.
One more for Hulk Hogan.
There's a masked man. There's a masked man at ringside.
Oh my goodness, not another masked man. Shades of the Clash of the Champions. And Flair takes the masked man had nailed Renegade, enabling Flair to nail Hogan. Renegade, I believe, is down on the right side, and Hogan is being assaulted at the hands of Flair and Vader.
And Flair, like I said, he needs psychiatric help. He's over the edge. The Renegade's back up on his feet.
But Hogan is down. Flair nails Renegade in the back.
Oh, Rick, what has happened to you?
Vader gets to 2 on Hogan. Has to drag him with him to the corner.
Hogan needs some help now. Hogan's in bad shape. Three.
Three to go.
It's academic now. It's only a matter of time.
Wait a minute, what we got going on here?
Splash! Splash!
Flair.
I've never seen Flair like this in all my life.
Ric Flair wants Vader to splash Hogan. He had gone to three corners.
With his neck on the end of that chair. Oh.
Trying a somersault. And he moved out of the way. And Vader's down. Flair. What's he doing now? Trying to pull Vader out.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, he's got another chair.
Flair's out of control.
He is. I think that one may have woken him up.
When Flair sees Hogan's on his feet, he's not going to believe what he sees.
Hulk Hogan's got the strap. And Flair gets lashed. Vader is still down at ringside. There you see Vader down with a big foot from Hogan.
Now Hogan's lost it. He's forgotten all about Vader. He's going to tear the clothes right off Ric Flair. Bodies all over the place. People half dressed. Chains, chairs.
He's hooked Flair. He has hooked Flair. One.
Got the wrong man. But he's got to do it to Vader.
Three. Four.
Why are they ringing the bell? He's got to do it to Vader.
Vader's back in.
He can't do that, Tony.
Hulk Hogan dragged Ric Flair around, touching all four corners. But the battle continues here. The bell is sounded. Renegade's trying to get in the ring.
He's got a chair.
And Renegade being held back by Hogan. We have got another masked man coming in the ring. Oh my. Oh yeah.
It's the Alamo.
It's 3-on-2.
It's uncensored.
Wait a minute. Wait a second.
Well, who's the masked man?
That's Arn Anderson in the black tights.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Well,
the masked man in the ring is just taking a chair. It's Savage.
Randy Savage.
Savage. They've taken the mask off Arn Anderson. They've tied him up.
It was Anderson who came out here earlier in the mask. And then Savage came back out. Ran everybody out.
Hogan anticipated that. That's why he got the black outfit for Savage. This is unbelievable.
The Macho Man. The Renegade.
That's it. The Macho Man Randy Savage came out with the mask, cleared the ring, yanked the mask off, and yes.
Tupelo will never be the same again.
An argument ensues on the floor with Arn Anderson, Ric Flair.
People have been kidnapped. They've been beaten up. They've been tied up. We've had chairs, semis, straps, masked men, unmasked. It can't get any better than this.
WCW Championship Wrestling pick up the win here on WCW Uncensored.
Well, I'll guarantee you, on the back page of newspapers around the country, on the back page will be Michael Jordan's return. This, I guarantee you, is going to make the front page of every sports paper going today.
Hulk Hogan and Renegade. And the Macho Man. And a formerly bound-up Jimmy Hart and little Hulksters are everywhere.
Look, there's a 10-year-old kid that's gone nuts.
Well, Brady, you think we can get any crazier than what we've seen tonight?
Yeah, knowing WCW, yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
There you take a look at our crowd at Tupelo. They have witnessed.
And they got their money's worth, I guarantee it. There he is, 11 times world champion Ric Flair. The man that has totally lost it, beside himself. Whacking Hulk Hogan on the back. Not even aware that Hogan is going to be getting up. Flair is nuts. Flair is in deep, deep mental trouble, I guarantee it. Someone help that man. Someone please help the Nature Boy. And behind him is Hogan with that leather strap. Another cheap shot, Hogan's specialty. Again. Again. Another punch to the head, another punch to the head. Flair's out of it. Right in the face. More taste of leather. Tries to rip the clothing right off Nature Boy Ric Flair. Trying to expose the man. Here comes Vader, the big man.
Touch four corners right there, Brain.
But Vader's the legal man. Don't anybody understand? Vader is the legal man. If there ever was a legal man. What's legal here? And there's Savage. After taking that chair and waffling Ric Flair. And waffling Vader. The mask comes off. And it's none other than the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
As Savage.
The Monster Maniacs are loose.
Again. And Savage had more than enough reason to want to get out on the Nature Boy Ric Flair as well. Fans, our next pay-per-view will be on the month of May. The 21st. It'll be Slamboree, a Legends Reunion, exclusively on pay-per-view. As Hogan is successful in the strap match.
Hulk Hogan, the champion forever!
You're right, Jimmy Hart. He is still the world heavyweight champion. So, for Mike today and for Bobby the Brain Heenan, I'm Tony Schiavone. Any last words, Brent?
Break out the straight jackets. We're gonna need them.
WCW Uncensored. Fans, good night from Tupelo, Mississippi.
I'm heading for the rubber room.